Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk on one of the most prominent personalities of the Indian politics. He is often called as the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. This topic is not on the goodwills or on the things which has been passed down from our generation, but these are some of the aspects which tend towards the darker side of him, which needs to be discussed in today's world. So let's start with some of the controversial aspects of Gandhi's legacy. The first point will be on the racial views during his time in South Africa. Gandhi spent over 2 decades in South Africa, where he developed his methods of satyagraha. He advocated for the rights of Indian immigrants facing discrimination, but showed a problematic stance towards the black South Africans. During his time in South Africa, Gandhi referred to black people using terms kafir, which means niggers, that which now seen is a racially insensitive and derogatory claim. He often sought to distinguish Indians from the black population, asserting Indians deserved a better treatment. His campaign in South Africa was largely limited to improving the rights of Indians, and he did not extend his advocacy to black South Africans who faced severe racial segregation. Critics argue that Gandhi's focus on Indians rather than universal equality in South Africa reflected an elitist mindset. Defendants contend that his views evolved over time, yet these early beliefs are often viewed as evidence of racial bias, creating a challenging aspect of his legacy. The second topic will be on the gender and sexuality. You guys won't believe it, we can make a separate whole video on this, but just for the moment, just dwell on some of the points. Gandhi's belief of celibacy and sexuality were rooted to the idea that self-restraint and purity are essential for spiritual growth. He took a vow of celibacy, which is known as brahmacharya, at the age of 37 and expected that people surrounding him should do the same. His insistence extended even to the married couples who were a part of the ashram, which some saw as an infringement of personal choices. In later years, Gandhi conducted experiments in which he slept beside young women, including his grandniece, to test his resolve to remain celibate. He argued these were spiritual exercises, yet they have been widely criticized as ethically questionable. Gandhi encouraged women to participate in the independence movement, which is a good point, but at the same time held conservative views. He idealized women as symbol of sacrifice and purity, advising them to avoid contraception and embrace chastity. Gandhi's experiment with celibacy, which is a very difficult word to say here, are seen by many as an abuse of power, especially by today's standard. Feminists today would have had a great time if Gandhi was alive. The third point will be on his caste and untouchability. Gandhi was one of the few upper caste leaders to address the discrimination faced by the untouchable Dalits, referring to them as Harijans or children of God. He advocated for their upliftment and campaigned against untouchability, calling it a blot on Hindu society. However, Gandhi's effort was seen as a reformist rather than the revolutionary. He supported the class system, which divided the society into hierarchical categories based on occupation. Although he opposed the stigma of untouchability, he did not call for the complete abolition of caste. He believed in reforming the system rather than dismantling it entirely, which conflicted with the views of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Gandhi's opposition to separate electorates for Dalits proposed by Ambedkar to ensure Dalit representation led to the Pune Act in 1932. Gandhi's hunger strike against separate electorates pressured Ambedkar to compromise, which many Dalit activities felt weakened their political autonomy. While Gandhi's intentions were to promote social harmony, his approach is often criticized for being insufficient and paternalistic. Wow. Now let's come to the fourth point, the political strategy and the partition of India. Gandhi was committed to Hindu-Muslim unity, a stand that became increasingly difficult with rising religious tensions during the 1940s. His insistence on religious harmony and opposition to the idea of Pakistan led to tensions within the Muslim League led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who felt Muslim interests were not sufficiently protected in United India. Although Gandhi opposed Indian partition, the political reality of the time meant that his stance was often seen as idealistic. Some argue that his inflexibility on the matter inadvertently contributed to the division, as he was unable to propose an alternative that could satisfy both Hindus and Muslims. Gandhi's advocacy for Hindu-Muslim unity continued even after partition, during the violent aftermath of 1947. His stance led to resentment among Hindus who felt he was overly sympathetic to Muslims, contributing to his assassination. Gandhi's approach to religious unity was both of strength and the source of critique. His idealism in the face of rising communal violence is seen by some as failure to address the complex political realities that ultimately led to partition. So, just based on these few points, let us conclude for now that Gandhi's life and work embody ideals of non-violence, simplicity, and personal sacrifice that continue to inspire people around the world. However, his beliefs and practices also reveal contradictions and limitations that are difficult to reconcile, especially when viewed through a modern lens. Now guys, thanks for watching this video. We will further discuss more on these kind of topics in our channel. Guys, if you are like this video, please comment on this, please do like, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.